That personality test you took last year, it's already wrong. The label you use to describe yourself, introvert, anxious, undisciplined, is a story you keep telling, not a sentence you have to serve. You've been taught your personality is set like plaster by 30. The science says that plaster never dried. Think about the last time you avoided a social event because you're just not an outgoing person, or the time you didn't speak up, blaming your natural shyness. That label becomes a cage. Your brain starts editing reality to fit the story. A study found that someone who believes they're introverted will literally forget their own outgoing behavior. They avoid situations, and their world shrinks to match the identity they chose. By the end of this, you'll see that cage has a door. You built it, which means you already know the combination. Let's start with the test so many people trust. The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator is used by 2 million people every year. It's a $2 billion industry. And between 39 and 76% of people will get a completely different result if they retake it in just 5 weeks. The company itself warns against using it for hiring. Psychologists classify it alongside horoscopes, a pleasant fiction. Yet we tattoo these 4 letters on our identities. We let a pseudo-scientific quiz decide what we're capable of. The real model, the Big Five, shows personality as a spectrum, not a type. Openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism. These are traits you have more or less of, and the research on whether they can move is unequivocal. A 2024 review in Nature Communication Psychology analyzed 30 studies with over 7,000 people. Simply wanting to change did almost nothing. But structured behavioral interventions worked. People who followed specific plans saw their traits shift. The change wasn't just temporary. When researchers followed up a year later, the effects had grown stronger. Therapy provides some of the hardest evidence. A meta-analysis of 207 studies tracked the personalities of more than 20,000 therapy clients. After an average of 24 weeks, their traits had measurably changed. Neuroticism dropped. Extroversion rose. It didn't matter if the therapy was cognitive or psychodynamic. The mechanism was the new behaviors they practiced week after week. The brain records every repetition. This is where the 30-day claim meets reality. The old 21-day habit rule is a myth. Philippa Lally's research at University College London found a new behavior becomes automatic in 66 days on average. Full neural rewiring takes months. So what can 30 days actually do? It can start the engine. Observable brain changes from consistent practice begin in as little as 7 days. 30 days is enough to cast 30 votes for a new identity. That's the core mechanism from James Clear's work. Every action is a vote for the person you wish to become. You don't try to be more disciplined. You become someone who shows up at 8 a.m. You do it once, that's 1 vote. Do it 30 times, and the tally starts to shift your self-concept. The identity follows the behavior. It always has. Harvard psychologist Brian Little calls these strategic actions free traits. They're behaviors that run counter to your natural leanings, but serve a project you care about. An introverted teacher who becomes expressive in class to connect with students. The key insight from Little's work is that acting out of character can, over time, rewrite the character. But there's a cost. Sustained acting raises stress. The solution is the restorative niche. Scheduled time to return to your baseline, to recharge, so you can step out again tomorrow. This reframes the entire introvert-extrovert debate. Research by Adam Grant shows that 50 to 66% of people are actually ambiverts, balanced between the two poles. Yet almost no one identifies that way. We love the binary because it's simple. But when people in studies set a goal to become more extroverted and made specific plans, on Tuesday, I will start a conversation with a stranger, they did become more extroverted. We feel how we act. Smile, and you feel happier. Act sociable, and you feel more connected. So where does genetics fit? Twin studies show personality is about 40 to 50% heritable. That's significant, but it's not destiny. Heritability isn't controllability. Genetics may load the gun, but your behavior pulls the trigger. Your environment and choices account for the majority of the variance. You are not executing fixed code. You are writing the program day by day with every action you take. The most empowering finding from the research is also the most demanding. Life events, like marriage or retirement, don't reliably change personality. The events that do, your first romantic relationship, leaving school for your first job, moments that force you into new behaviors, new social roles. The change comes not from the event itself, but from the person you have to become to navigate it. You don't wait for a crisis to force that shift. You can initiate it now. Start with one free trait. Pick a meaningful project, something you care about enough to act out of character for. Then, build the smallest possible implementation intention. If it is 3 p.m., then I will work on my proposal for 20 minutes. That specific if-then plan is proven to outperform vague goals. Schedule your restorative niche right after. 1 hour to be quiet, to walk, to recharge. This is the rhythm. Stretch, then recover. Vote, then rest. Your personality is not a lie, it's a work in progress, and you've been the editor this whole time. The ballot box is open. It's been open. Today is just the day you finally walk in and cast your vote.